Logistic.
No. Wait, hold on. Go back.
Back. Okay.
All right, hit create a deck. There's two factions, right?
Yeah.
There's two factions in the game. You only play as one at a time.
Okay.
Most games are going to be one versus the other. So NATO versus Pact. NATO has more nations, and they have technically more advanced some stuff. They lack in AA.
Why?
That's just how technology was. If you hit select
Okay.
bonus, see the select bonus button at the bottom?
Okay, I have to quit this then because I
Cancel.
skipped that. Yeah.
Go to create
Select
deck.
bonus. Yeah.
These three categories allow you to fine-tune it, and depending on which ones you select, you get additional bonuses.
Okay. So let's be Korean. Now let's be Swedish.
I would not recommend Sweden.
I
Okay,
would not
let's
recommend.
be FRG. What's that?
Free Republic of Germany.
Oh, right. I forget
Yeah,
what
because
they're
West,
called.
East and West Germany.
Yeah. We'll be mechanized.
If you select mechanized, you will lose access to certain units. This is
Which
for
one should I
advanced
choose then?
purposes later.
I would
Oh.
actually, if you're gonna go NATO, I would pick a U.S. deck and let you know specialize, just so you can see everything out there and create a generalized deck.
I'm not going to use MiG-21s. I've actually been cutting back on that in my logistics deck.
Compass, you're gonna have to walk them through that whole thing.
Alright, so have you selected a nation you want to play yet? I would select US or UK. Which one are you selecting?
I'm gonna be UK.
Alright, so select UK. You can also select arrows, which restrict certain equipment. Also, when you select a nation, you unlock prototype units.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, so
Prototype units can only be used if you select a nation. There are usually better units than what are available and only available to that nation. For example, the F-117 is only available to the United States.
right.
So you have to have all U.S. deck in order to make that.
Yeah, so that's why. Also, when you select a nation, you get a little more in terms of points. Some nations actually get like 9, some get 5, for example.
So should I do type air assault since you said NATO is lacking in AA,
That's not AA.
but it could help.
AA is anti-air.
I know, but air assault could be anti-air. Or does
No.
air assault mean air to ground?
Air assault means helicopters.
Oh, okay, never mind. Well then I'm just gonna create it like that with both of them at all.
So you're creating a UK deck, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so skip the era. Era basically restricts the amount of units, or certain units, to only before a certain time period, but allows you to get more of them. So you basically make the cards have more. You'll see when you get to the cards, but basically Category C is the hardest to make because all really ancient weapons. And Category A is just no bonus. Right?
Okay.
So you're going UK, no type, right?
Yeah, no type, no air.
Alright, just hit create.
Yep.
So you see there's like 8 rows of stuff, right? These are the
Yes.
components of your deck.
Yes.
First row is logistics. Click on that and just hit 1. Right?
Uh-huh.
You're in there?
Yeah.
Okay, you can see there's Alvis Star Wars in the first row, and then these things are like rovers, and then Chinook
And a fob.
Fob.
Yeah.
Give me a second, actually. Let's turn off the music because it's loud. Anyways, okay, so you're creating a UK deck. So basically, the most important thing when you play this game is you always need to make sure your deck is working. I've had some issues with my deck where it wasn't fully filled to capacity and it looked really awkward. Anyways, so logistics. These things are
Yes.
really important. You need at least one of those starred vehicles in the Rover CP, the Sultan, or the Chieftain. These are command
Okay.
vehicles. They allow you to capture space. You'll see it later in the map, but basically they allow you to capture certain points in the map. And they only capture it when
Okay.
you're not moving. So you can see that
I'll
the
go
Rovers...
for a Sultan.
That's fine. From left to right, the ones at... You can see the top right corner has a little number on it. That's how much it costs to
Yeah.
purchase it.
Yeah, that's why I chose the Sultan. It's kind of cheap, but it's armored.
Yeah, so if it gets destroyed, you lose it, and you only get, you see how there, at the top it says trained and veteran? There's a little small section where they have ranks.
Yes.
So as you get better ranks, these are default ranks. Everyone gets them, but as you get better ranks, they become faster reloading, and then they panic less. They're just better stats overall. So they have better
Okay.
combat efficiency, but you get fewer of them because they're higher rank.
Okay.
If you have none of these, you are unable to secure territory. So you avoid sending them in first. You avoid losing them if at all possible.
Yes.
So one on the far right, the Chieftain, it's a tank, right? The problem
Yeah.
with that one is it's really expensive, so if it gets caught and blown up, you've lost 220 points, which is like, it's like
A
8
lot.
helicopters or like 160 Marines. So you avoid losing those, especially if they're 220, for example. But they can defend themselves, right? Like the Rover itself has no gun. If you click on the unit,
Yeah.
you can see the stats on the right.
Yeah. That's why I didn't choose the rover.
Yeah.
It looks dumb.
So
And for just 30 more, I can have armor and a machine gun.
yeah.
Oh, worth it.
So if you look at the stats on the Sultan, right off the bat, you can see it has a machine gun. It has ranged ground, ranged helicopters.
Yes.
Those are the ranges that it can engage stuff. Those are the maximum ranges. That's not how accurate it is. That's not how far they can see.
Oh, okay.
So if they can't see the units, they cannot engage them. If they can see it either
But
through...
can I tell them to blind fire
You
at
can
like
tell
a
them to
forest?
blind fire, but it won't go through the forest if they're all the way inside the forest.
Oh, okay.
So you can see there's accuracy, HE power. Armor-piercing rounds can go through armor. HE power just doesn't... It won't damage vehicles that have armor. And
Okay.
suppression is how much panic it costs. So the larger the suppression number, the more panic it costs to all the units it's attacking. And then the rate of fire is obviously how fast it shoots.
Yes.
If you look at the bottom, there's the armor section, front, side, back, and top. The armor at beginning level, you don't have to worry about as much, but at high levels, you want as much front and side and top armor as possible. Back armor doesn't matter because if your units are facing the wrong way, they're dead anyways.
Yeah,
But
that's
basically, front
your
armor
fault
is
for being
against
dumb.
other tanks, side armor is against flanking attacks, and top armor is against bombers. So, well, actually, front armor is against tanks and helicopters in this game. So top armor
Okay.
is how much damage it does. So armor basically subtracts from how much AP power a vehicle has. It's kind of complicated, but you don't have to worry about it too much because most things will probably blow it up anyways. But if it's
Yeah,
0,
like
it's basically vulnerable to all forms of explosives. It has armor on the top or the direction. It'll take less damage. So you want to put one of those
okay.
in there. So you have your Sultan, right?
Yeah, I have a Sultan.
All right.
I put
Also,
something else in, like a Chinook.
okay. So the other two vehicles, the Stalwart and the Chinook, are supply vehicles. In this game, you have to give your vehicles gasoline and bullets and repair them using these
Okay,
vehicles.
cool.
So they have their own limited supply. You can see how they have fuel capacity, right?
Yeah.
That's how many supplies they carry. If they run out, they have to go back to a forward operating base to resupply. All the way at the bottom.
Okay.
See the fob?
Yeah, I see it.
Those
So I should put a fob on there too?
fobs you can only deploy at the start of the game. So you get a certain amount of resources to start with. And if you don't deploy the fob at the beginning, you don't get it at all. So basically, if you want to, I would just put in one fob and always have that deployed so you always have supplies in case you need them.
Right. Just keep it way in the back. So
Yeah,
it doesn't get
you
destroyed.
only get to put in the back. And then supply
All right.
vehicles, the helicopter has to land before it can resupply, and it also gets shot down by helicopters. I mean, shot down by aircraft and stuff.
So you're
So
saying just have a stalwart?
I would recommend having Stalwart, just one.
Okay.
So basically, you get these little transport vehicles, and they drive around, and they deliver fuel. Helicopters, at later stages of play, once you learn how to use them, fantastic. Okay?
Okay.
Next, I want to use to skip the tabs on the top. You can see there's just categories at the top, right? Logistic, infantry, support, tank,
Yeah.
recon. Click on recon. We're just going to skip to the
Okay.
important section first. Without
Ooh,
recon,
this one has a lot.
you cannot fight in this game because you cannot see enemies.
Okay. Oh, wow. I had so many options.
So you can see how there's
Um,
ground vehicles and then helicopters and infantry, right? And infantry come in their own vehicle. Whenever you buy infantry, it comes in a vehicle. So if you mouse over the
Oh.
infantry, you'll see the infantry, and then if you mouse over the vehicle, you see the vehicle stats. So you have to pay for
Right.
the combined cost. So let's say 20 plus 5, and that just means 25.
Right. So the 30 is the vehicle and the 5 is the infantry.
Yeah. So
Got it.
the helicopters in this game have usually really good eyesight. If you look at the icons by their names, the different icons represent different magnifications. So if you scroll all the way to the
Okay.
top, the Scorpion has just the goggles, right? It looks kind of dinky.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you look at the infantry, and they have goggles with like lines next to their goggles, right?
I don't see the infantry.
The SAS, SAS, all the way at the bottom.
So don't. Oh, right. I see
SAS.
him.
You can
Okay.
see how
Yeah.
they have little goggles. They have better goggles than the armored vehicles. Not the best, but they have decent. So they're very good uh, optics. They can actually
Oh,
see
right.
further.
This is
And,
cool.
and then
Okay.
the last one, the recon helicopters, you see how they have a little squiggly line underneath?
Yeah.
That means they're super awesome at spotting stuff. But they're helicopters, so they get shot down pretty easily because they're flying.
Yeah. I already got. I maxed out on those. I'm taking all of them. They look good.
You only need one. I would
Aw,
recommend the
fine.
Gazelle AH-1.
Oh, I wanted to take the SMAB. I think that's what it says. Scab, SMAB, something like.
You're paying extra for 12 rockets. That's not really practical
Don't
because
tell me what to do. What
that
if my recon
they're
sees
unlikely.
like an infantry unit and they're like rockets?
No. So basically, just add one
Okay.
Gazelle AH-1, the standard one.
One gazelle. All right.
Also, you probably
I,
want some ground recon to hide in forests and buildings.
so yeah, I'm gonna put all the sasses in there. Is that a good idea?
You only get one. You can see one of one. It only gives you one SAS, even though there's like 7 vehicles it comes in.
Oh, that's lame.
So
Okay.
depending on how you want to get there, if you want to use a helicopter, they're likely to die in the crash because there's only 5 of them, but they will go faster. Or you can get them in an APC like a Spartan, which means they will survive relative ground fire and go slower.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them in the Spartan.
Okay, so you have one recon ground and one recon air. So basically the
Yep.
ground recon will be used to put into cities and into forests, and the helicopter will fly above them and possibly be a target. Fantastic. We have
Okay.
recons. So how many activation points do you have on the top right?
It says 5 out of 38.
Okay, so 38 is how many you can have total. You can see how there's a cost list below that, right? And it
Yeah, I
says
saw
more.
that.
As you add more and more cards to that row, the costs become prohibitively expensive. So you don't want to stack up on a bajillion recon because it's like a bajillion points, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna add one more because it's just one.
What are you adding?
I don't know yet. I think I might add.
You don't need, I don't think anymore. I don't. Yeah, none of them are practical. As long as you have the SAS, that's probably the best ground recon.
I wanna add a centaur or a rover pinky.
That's really expensive.
It's 50. Oh wow, it is really expensive. No.
I mean, for you might as well add a second set of gazelles.
Yeah,
Also,
I
the
might as
infantry is
well.
more expensive than the vehicle in most cases. The first number is the infantry. The second number is the vehicle it comes in.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
So, are you adding a second gazelle?
No, I'll just leave it at that
All
actually.
right. So then we can choose a specialization. Which units do you want to be the most populous in your deck? Infantry, tanks, helicopters, or support?
Let's do uh what are support ones?
Support is AA and artillery. Unfortunately, the British suck at AA, and they suck at
Okay.
artillery. So
Let's
basically,
do infantry. Let's do infantry.
you can't specialize in planes. Okay, so if you go to infantry, you can see there's a bunch of infantry, right?
There's a lot of infantry.
Each of these has different roles. So you can see at the top, you have these Fusiliers guys. Those
Yeah.
are standard infantry. You can have up to 4 in a squad, so you can have 40 infantry running around as a single group.
Oh, cool.
So these are 10 plus their vehicle costs. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see you have Marines.
Yes. I saw that.
Marines are special in that they only come in the Marine deck set. So if you pick Marine, you can only get that one. Give me a second. I just got a playing card. Okay, so anyways, Marines are special in that you only get them with Marine decks. They usually have better stats and capabilities. Except that they also, or come with 15, except that they cost a lot more. So it's up to you whether you want to use Marines or standard infantry.
I'm gonna put a Marines with the Saracen, and then the rest just infantry.
I would usually take about 2 or 3 sets of infantry. Just basic
Yeah, that's what I'm
infantry.
gonna do. With Pinzagur or the Saracen? I don't think I
You
want
can
them
see
in
the speeds on them.
helicopters.
I would recommend the Saracen because it goes faster off-road and on-road. You look at the bottom. Road speed is how fast it travels on roads. Off-road, or
Oh,
speed is
right,
just
I
how
see
fast
it.
it travels on dirt. Usually, motor vehicles travel really slow. Like Pinsgauer goes like 50, which is really slow. 70 is
Yeah.
really good.
Okay. I'm gonna put... I'm in Saracen, but I have one unit in a helicopter.
I would put one in a
And
helicopter with rockets on it.
so is that the...
AH-7. You don't want the
Yeah,
20
that's what I
millimeter
put.
cannon because they are really not that great. Then you want
Yeah.
AA, right? You want
Yeah,
anti-air
so
with your
we want
infantry. You scroll down to
ones
the
with
javelin.
javelin.
So you take one. Wait, no. Oh yeah, this is
Javelin
a
or
special
blowpipe?
javelin. If you look at the year they're made, you can probably figure out which one's newer. And you can see the
Oh, okay.
accuracy and damage. So for against
Where's...
airplanes, planes have 10 health. Against helicopters, helicopters have between 4 and 10 health, depending on the model.
Okay.
So with the blowpipe, you always have to have 2 shots fired from a blowpipe to take out a helicopter.
With javelin, you just need one for
Yeah,
most of them.
and 2 shots airplanes if they hit.
Yeah.
Moving on, you want some guided rockets.
Okay, so that's the
The Milans.
Milans, right?
These things can fire guided rockets, but you cannot move them when they're firing or they will lose their target. They have to be standing still.
Okay.
Also, when they fire a rocket, it has a nice tracer that just leads to their target. So they know how to return fire to you, so you will probably die if you fire it in the open.
Okay.
Simple, right? Put them in
Yes.
buildings, fire rockets out. Okay, fantastic. I would put one in
All
there.
right. I put one in a Saracen.
All right. Move on to support, since we need some AA.
Okay.
And you can see the top row has artillery and
Yeah.
mortars. The mortars on the far left. These can be used for smoke for your infantry pushes. So if you want to assault a city, if you just send them running in, they will get mowed down by the machine guns.
Okay, so I want a smoke one. And then we
They should
want the
all have smoke,
Falcon
but
for
the
AA.
ones on the smaller ones have a lot more ammo. So you notice how
Yeah, it
like
has
the artillery has 2
160.
rounds. It eats up ammo from your supply vehicles. So I would take the far left, just one.
Yeah, do that. And then a Falcon for AA.
Falcons are okay at AA. I would probably just... I wouldn't even take a Falcon. I would take
Just
one
do a
Falcon and
Rapier.
one Rapier, actually.
Okay.
I played Grow
And
yesterday.
then
I literally
one
played
big
Grow yesterday and
artillery
put up
in case
YouTube
I see a group
videos.
of tanks or something.
I even got like 10 headshots. I was
Yeah, and
playing
then
with
I'm
this
gonna
guy
take
who's
a
who's talking to me
M110 RA,
yesterday on Grow.
I think. Yeah,
How
okay.
many points do you have?
I have 16 of 38.
So you took
So I
2
have...
Rapiers or 2 Falcons or what? What'd you take?
I took a Rapier, a Falcon, the smoke one, and an M110 RA.
I wouldn't recommend an RA because right now because it's so complicated micromanaging everything. So you might as well get rid of that.
Okay.
Eventually you will learn to artillery, but usually that's better for a dedicated deck. All right, move on to tanks. All your tanks here.
A lot of tanks.
That's actually not very many, unfortunately. If you want to go on tanks, USSR is like 20.
Uh,
Oh,
a
okay,
lot of
so
tanks if you don't know tanks.
Now's a good time to talk about cards. You can see how it says 1 of 1 for Centurion Avra, right?
Yeah.
Um, that means you can only put one of those cards in the deck. For the ones that say 2 of 2, you obviously can put 2.
Yep.
Basically, it causes issues with when you need more of a type, you have to downgrade. For example, the Centurion, you get 8 with this one, but you can get up to 16 with the Category C because it's so old.
Right.
So basically, tanks fall into 3 categories: cheap, average, and expensive. Cheap tanks you can get a lot of, and they also blow up pretty easily. Average tanks are pretty good at stopping everything, and they aren't very hard to kill. Expensive tanks are unstoppable, except with a bajillion anti-tank vehicles.
So that would be the Challenger, I guess.
Yes, the issue with having, for example, a Challenger is that if you only have Challengers, they will get focused down by a bajillion anti-tank vehicles and die. And that's 3 points from the enemy.
Yeah.
Why, thank you.
So the Scorpios are cheap ones.
Those are cheap. You also want to pay attention to the range. Some tanks don't shoot as far, and anti-tank missiles go 2,600 to 2,800 meters.
None of my tanks can shoot further than
Yeah.
that.
So basically, you have to use terrain if you want to avoid anti-tank missiles or hope they miss. So I'd recommend taking a Scorpion light tank as filler because they're fast and small.
Yeah, I took one of those.
You pick between the Chieftain Mark 5 and Mark 10.
Go with the Mark 5.
Remember, there's also accuracy involved. If you can't hit anything, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Because you already have a Scorpion, that's horrible accuracy. You need something that is able to hit stuff.
That's true.
And then you probably
take
want to
it-
take a Challenger 1 just for reserve.
Yeah, I have one of those. Should I take a Centurion too?
Don't need that one. It is so bad.
Alright.
Alright, so you got 3 tanks.
Yep.
We can move over to vehicles. So vehicles are just vehicles that fit into random categories. They're usually anti-tank vehicles or like specialized anti-infantry vehicles such as flamethrowers and stuff. They're not usually too great. I usually don't bring any, but some of them can be pretty good depending on what you're looking for. Like
So I can use the first one, the striker.
The striker
The swing
is
fire
fires
would be
the anti-tank
anti-infantry.
missiles. No, those are
Oh,
anti-tank missiles.
anti-tank. Okay.
So basically, it's pretty good at holding on a force. Obviously, it's not a tank, so it will die in one hit from a tank. So
Yeah.
basically, as soon as you start getting attacked, you have to pull them back. They're good for filler.
Yeah.
You don't want to just have only those to counter tanks, but those are good for defense. If you look at the Rardin, I think this is actually supposed to be an APC of some sort that was modified. So it looks like it's actually a Bradley chassis that was modified to carry
Looks
a turret on
weird.
top. So it has a 30 millimeter turret on top. You can see how it's like almost a tank, but not quite a tank.
Yeah, it's like a derpy tank.
So it's not as good against other tanks, or tanks at all, but it
I
can
just
shoot
figured out
helicopters.
you can make a move.
I'm all
Yeah.
ears.
You can make a move. It can shoot helicopters, and what's really good about that is most of your tanks have machine guns that cannot engage helicopters at reasonable ranges.
Okay, I want a Rardin. Wow, the Saladin is really done looking. I don't want it.
That's an old vehicle.
Yeah, it's
So
done
the
looking.
other two are like just little cars if you wanted a cheaper version, but I don't recommend them because they blow up. If you move over to helicopters, unfortunately,
Am I
the
only
UK,
taking a Rardin in the vehicles?
take a striker. We're gonna have to fill in more because you're playing UK. We'll work from there.
Yeah.
If you're like US, you get a lot of choices, but then only a few points. Let's go over to
Yeah.
helicopters. You can see how you have anti-tank helicopters.
Oh,
You don't have any attack choppers like Cobras or Apaches, unfortunately. But you do have
that stinks.
really good anti-tank helicopters. You have twice as much ammo as the other ones, and one has perfect accuracy. So I would
Yeah.
recommend taking 2 of the
Two
twos.
toes. Yeah.
Toe 2s. You
Two
only
toe
get 8 of
twos.
those, but those things will pretty much decimate most tanks.
Okay.
And then 1 of the toe 1s.
Okay.
All right, go over to planes. Planes is everyone's favorite category.
Checklist completed, ready to go.
Planes.
Unlike other units,
Barriers.
planes can do not deploy on the map. They're deployed from a hangar. You can only have 9 planes at a time, and if they get shot down, they're gone forever. Each card only gives like 1 or 2, and they fly really
Yeah.
fast, and if they get shot down, they're gone. So it's a big waste if you throw them into AA. But they're very helpful because they can get around fast, and they can fly for about like 30 seconds. So these
Okay.
have special icons. The ones that have arrows, if you mouse over the icon, it'll tell you what it does. But you want a fighter plane first and foremost.
I don't
So
see the icons yet.
when you mouse over the picture on the far right, by the name to the right,
Mine don't have icons.
next to Harrier GR1, when you click on it, all the way on the far right.
Nope, no icon. I think. Oh, no, now I see it. Multi-role combat aircraft.
So
Okay.
multi-role are theoretically good at bombing and fighting other aircraft. The problem with the Harrier is that's really slow. And it also only has infrared missiles, which are good for helicopters, and that's about it.
Okay.
So it's not really a multi-role aircraft. It just pretends to be. It's good against helicopters, but it's not good against actual planes.
Okay.
I would recommend getting a Tornado. Your choice F2 or F3. They're really expensive, by the way. You only get 2 of these,
Completed, ready to go.
and they're really
Go for
expensive.
F3. It's not that much more expensive. And your
I'd
missiles
also
get more
recommend getting an
accuracy.
F2 since you have one of those. So infrared missiles are good against helicopters. They're not so great against planes. They do work, but they require you to be really close.
Okay.
Semi-active are really good against planes. They have longer range. And then the guns are good against ground targets. You can have them strafe ground targets if you want.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
there's also the GR1 IDS, I think, the bomber plane. That's multi-role.
yeah.
If you want, those cluster bombs are really good against tanks.
Okay.
And finally, you probably want to try out one of the Harriers just to get a feel of how slow they are compared to the really fast planes.
Yeah, I'll take the GR3. Why
And
not?
you have 8 more points, so let me see. I don't know, maybe you have fewer than 8 points.
I have 8 points.
I wouldn't recommend filling in too many planes because UK has really expensive planes.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Let's put in
Also kind of suck.
support or vehicle to help my infantry people, right?
I'd recommend getting another... No, you can't get more Scorpions, never mind. You could try paratroopers. I don't think they're really that good. You could try getting another Milan.
I'll put a paratrooper in.
Yeah, you should try different infantry to get a feel of how they work. CQC
Alright.
LMGs, for example, are good on for close quarters buildings. Static is good for defending buildings against infantry.
Um, is the tracked rapier good at anti-air?
Yes, as long as you have it
Okay.
not moving.
Getting
If it's
2 of
moving,
those.
you cannot fire. Very important.
Yes.
If it's moving, I'll just fly over and drop a bomb on it, and it's dead.
Okay.
So you have 4 points
I'm
left,
getting
right?
another. Yeah, I'm getting another. No, I have 2 points now. Getting another gazelle. Is that a good idea?
What's a gazelle?
The mini helicopter for
Recon?
recon.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Just fill out the deck, and then once you're ready, let me know.
All right. Okay, I'm
Give me a
ready.
second. I just want a regular McFlurry. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Anyways, you ready, right? All fancy
Yep.
names. Looks kind of balanced.
I called it derp.
Oh, that's fine. All right. I'm gonna. What's your username?
Crimson King. The Crimson King.
All right. I sent you an invite. Click on your name pad at the bottom,
Okay.
and you should be able to add me.
I don't see anything.
Why don't you send me an invite? It's Compass.
Okay.
New friend, just type in Compass and just hit send. I don't know why it gave me question marks.
Okay, cool. That worked.
All right. So I'm going to host a small game. I'm going to invite you. What the hell?
Joining game room. So I want
Switch
to
team.
be NATO. I want to be derp. What? Okay. I am ready.
Okay, so there's a few maps. It doesn't matter what they call. There's 3 game modes. Actually, I've never played Siege before. I've never done Siege. We're not doing that. Most common one is Destruction, and then there's Economy, which is like saving up money. So you get resources over time.
Okay, let's just do destruction.
Siege is terrible. I tried it. You have to make a coordinated push to take over a route grid, an entry grid.
All right, so we're going to start off with 3,000 points. Our goal is 4,000 points. So we all get, I think,
Okay.
I don't know how much we start off with. We'll see. We'll start off with a very simple one. We'll put in a 40-minute time limit.
Cool.
Go ahead and select your name and select ready. Should be able to ready up.
I thought I already hit ready.
Hit ready again. I changed my options.
All right. Okay, ready.
All right, here we go.
Wargame.
So as soon as we start, you'll see that we have a bunch of territories, and you have some of your stuff auto-deployed. Deploy units as you see fit. So you're on the far left. Oh my God,
There's a big lake in between us.
that's fine. I can move over.
Okay. So my fob's already deployed, I guess.
Yeah, you can drag and
Is it?
move it around.
Oh, right, okay.
So move it around wherever you want to.
How do I, like, move on the map?
You can only deploy in
Oh,
the blue
arrow
areas.
keys.
That's our spawn spot.
Yeah. Should I put it by the town?
Doesn't
Or...
matter where you put it. It'll replace all the buildings it needs to. But
Oh,
I would put
okay.
it as close to the road towards the actual battle stations as possible.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So you see, when you zoom out, you can see there's a bunch of like gray tiles and blue tiles, right?
Yes.
Blue tiles are the ones we
So
own. We
we...
get resources from them. You can see the numbers. The bigger the
Yeah.
numbers, the more you get. And you also see
Okay.
the white lines and the blue lines. They're pointing towards like our place on the left.
Yeah.
White lines are resupply points where units spawn. If there's no line, you can't get units from that place.
Oh,
So we
okay.
only have 2 places to spawn units. Blue lines are air supply lines. If you don't have those, planes can't come in.
Okay.
Anyways, this is the deployment phase, so you have to pick units you want to deploy. So you see in the top right corner, you have a bunch of numbers, right? 650?
Top right corner?
Sorry, top left.
Oh, right. 510. Yeah.
510. Oh yeah, because you deployed a bunch of extra stuff. You have an extra fob and an expensive Sultan. So click on that, you can see your unit deployments.
Okay.
So
I don't know why I have a Sultan down already.
you need one. You always need to start with one. So you're going to use
Okay.
this Sultan. You can put it here.
Where?
Put it where
Oh,
that
okay.
flare is. So your job is going to move the flare to move the Sultan to here when the round starts.
Okay.
So that allows you to capture it with the Sultan. You want to move it
Yeah.
into the forest so it doesn't get seen.
I should start with the recon, right?
Yeah, go ahead and deploy units and I'll talk about what you picked. And we'll see how you did.
I deployed a recon.
You might
And
as
I'm
well put
gonna
them on the
put...
front because you want them to get there as fast as possible.
Yeah, I did. And I'm gonna put an infantry unit in a helicopter. I'll put Fusiliers in a helicopter. To
Also, look
secure
at what we're
Delta.
attacking, so you can see what type of buildings we have to be prepping for. If it's totally open, you want more armor. If it's got
Yeah.
buildings, each unit can garrison inside a building, and then that increases their defense and makes them less easy to spot.
Okay. I'm gonna
I
put.
got another damn card. This is
Are
an
they the
awesome
Steam
card,
trading
though.
cards?
I got There Will Be No White Flag.
I don't need. Should I deploy an air and just bomb Lima for funsies at the start? That work?
So what?
Should I deploy an air and just cluster bomb Lima at the start?
You can. It probably get shut down.
By what?
They'll be deploying
They
units
have
too.
anti-air.
Oh, so I should deploy an anti-air probably, so that they don't do that to me?
I already have anti-air with mine, but if you want to, you can feel free to do so.
I don't want to.
I just found that shift clicking on the logistics or on the unit deployment gets you quad cards at a time. Or control
I'm gonna
clicking.
move
So deploy your units
Saracen.
to the front, and we'll see what you made.
Is it bad that all of my units are bunched up?
Probably.
I like
They're
the
not
edge of
bunched
my...
up.
They're like all at the edge of my little blue thing. Should I put any in your spot? Or are
No,
we
I'm
just going from the
totally
left?
fine. I'm defending.
Okay.
I'm with you. The AI will take the other side.
Oh, okay.
So
Got it.
basically, if you click multiple times, you can see how my cargo and my stuff, they all come in pairs or quads. You see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you click multiple times, up to 4, it'll allow you to deploy 4 in a single group. That allows them to benefit from being with each other in a unit.
Is the cargo the logistics one?
Yeah, that's mine.
Oh, okay.
So when they're grouped up, they're easier to bomb. You can see how they're like right next to each other, and they have to be
Yeah.
micromanaged. However, if they get attacked by another unit, all the units will focus down one at a time instead of focus on all 4 of them. So that makes only one of them panic at a time, which makes it better for morale overall. And it allows you to deploy 4 units into a building instead of just 1. So you want to deploy groups of 4 as possible. If you right-click, you
Should I
can remove
use,
units. If you
And
want.
shift clicking adds them, you said?
Yeah,
Where's
double
my
click and
infantry
then hold.
people?
You have a Saracen at the front and an infantry at the front. Helicopters only come in pairs.
Okay.
So right-click on all the infantry that you deployed and just call them in groups of 4.
Okay.
And then just put them on the road because you want them to travel fast. Thank goodness this is infinite time. Because in 10 vs 10 we'd have like 2 minutes to explain this. There's no way I could explain this all to you.
Wait, after I shift clicked it
Are
4
you playing
times,
10v10
what do
or
I
is
do?
this AI?
4v4 with 2 AI spotters on my side.
Oh,
Okay,
right,
so
I see.
Against
Okay.
other 4 AIs, right?
yeah, I should be able to handle 2 or 3 AI by myself at this point. So you
I
can see
put
how you
some...
deployed all the infantry in a group. They're in pairs.
Yeah.
So when they land, they'll come out as a group of 2 rather than just 2 singletons. And that'll be easier for your command.
Okay.
So go ahead and spend as many points as you have because this is destruction.
Okay. I only have 30 left. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So you have a lot of infantry. So
I
I'm
have
gonna
a
back.
lot of infantry.
That's fine. I'll back out and bring some tanks in.
Okay.
Let's see. Do you have any anti-air infantry or no?
No.
I would suggest at least having your Milans somewhere in there because if you fight tanks, infantry are horrible against tanks with their rocket launchers due to their range.
Okay, be right back. I have to bring the garbage can in.
Okay. Anyone in the chat who's obviously new here
What
because
you
I
should
think
do is put it on 10v10.
yeah.
That's how I learned.
Shut up.
10v10. Just drop in.
He's going to get reamed.
I got creamed the first. Wait, no, you and Pinky carried me. Forgot.
I'm really good at carry now. It's on sale today. Actually, shouldn't actually be using helicopters for this now I think about it. It isn't practical because literally it's like 5 feet away. This is not a helicopter student map because it's so small. Like if we look at Bravo, it literally is drive 2 feet and then you have a new point. We're attacking Delta, yeah. I'm not really sure what it's going to look like from the other side. It's probably going to be complete massacre for us because they're going to have aimbot infantry. You don't need helicopters here because look at how far we're actually going. So if you think about it, you
Not
don't
going
really need
far.
helicopters to go that far.
Okay.
So you can cancel out the helicopters and add some vehicles.
Yeah. What are these?
So your Saracens can go off-road just pretty fast. So just throw like
Okay.
4 Saracens of infantry and then 4 Saracens of the anti-tank stuff. And that should be pretty good.
4 Saracens, infantry. Anti-tanks are the ones with the
Milans.
Fusiliers?
If you mouse over, you can see what type of weapons they have. And their range.
I don't... Oh, I only have 1 Milan, but it's on a
You already
helicopter.
have 5 Milans out.
Really?
Yeah. Or something. You have something with rockets.
I have Saracens out.
Yeah, those Saracens have Milans on them. You can see the icon on the right. There's a guy holding a rocket launcher.
Oh, right. Yeah, those did have Milans. Okay. So I want Fusiliers on Saracens.
They come with... All infantry come with
Yes.
APCs. It's not cheap enough where it's like in
And
rolling conflict you have to buy the infantry and then you have to buy the damn
Marines on
vehicles to
Saracens.
carry them. And then like someone else would buy the trucks to carry your infantry to battle because you were so
Okay.
cheap.
I'm ready.
So how many
Do I
points do you
hit
have
launch
left?
battle? 20.
Alright, that's good enough. Yeah. You want to move your Gazelle on the far left up a tad.
Gazelle.
Your recon helicopter.
I don't see it.
Do you see it now?
Dalton.
Far left.
Oh, right. I see it now. Far, far left. Okay.
Okay, so there's
Moved it
before
up.
we start, there's 2 types of move. If you right click with your units, you know how to play RTS normally, right? You right click and they go places.
Yeah.
If you hit semicolon and then right click, they will drive there as fast as possible. So they'll take roads instead of driving in a straight line. If you just right click, they'll drive in a straight line towards that spot, which is not very practical.
Okay.
So you
That's
want
kind
to
of
do
annoying.
semicolon right click safely. If you want, it's safe. If it's not safe, you don't want to drive on the roads because then they're going to get bombed, they're going to get shot at, they're going to die.
Okay.
All right, so you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, we're going to begin. I'm going to be
Cool.
hitting, I think, Kilo.
Okay, so should I just go for Delta?
Yes, capture Delta and garrison your infantry and just focus on defense and learning the unit mechanics as you go.
Okay, and I shouldn't take in my Sultan.
You should take your Sultan
Until-
into Delta, like, immediately. It should be fine.
Oh, immediately? Okay.
Yes. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to get reaved.
Did it start?
20 seconds.
So can I tell things to move in these 20 seconds?
No, you have to order as soon as it starts, but it should be fine.
Oh, okay. Okay, Saracen, go. Zal, go over here. What was that alarm thing?
That was us losing an air sector. It's fine.
Oh, okay. This thing.
So you can see how there's buildings here. If you mouse over them, they have white squares around them, or
Yeah.
white rectangles. That's a little sector. You can put a full squad of infantry in each of those sectors. So that basically you can allow them to
Okay.
garrison in there. That's basically how you want to garrison if you want stuff.
Where should I put my gazelle?
Just hover it in the air.
Has an enemy chopper
I'll
been
just
spotted?
hover it above my entrance.
So you can see that right here, there's someone looking at us. You don't want to drive a gazelle too close because it can shoot it. Or the unit can shoot it.
Sky is ours.
Okay. Um.
Waiting new orders, sir.
So if I right-click on a building, will my people garrison in there?
You have to unload the units manually. So you drive
Oh,
up to
okay.
a building and then hit U for unload. It should be U for unload. And then they will drop out and then just move the infantry into the building.
Need a ride?
Okay.
And afterwards, you should probably move your
Enemy
APCs
is in
away
range,
because usually
so are
they're
we.
really not that great at fighting tanks and infantry.
Sure
Okay.
they are. Just get your
Like that,
whole
myself
infantry,
already,
set up
sir.
a huge line, and go after the tanks. Single
Waiting for
file.
your orders, sir.
What's this Alvis Stanley thing? Oh, right, that's the resupply vehicle.
If they have yellow line
I knew
bars
you
next to them,
wouldn't
that's
leave
the
us
supplies
alone.
vehicle count. So they'll basically resupply on their own
Will
in a
do.
yellow
Out.
circle as long as everything's stopped until they're empty, after which they will have to resupply the supply vehicles. So those resupply gas and everything.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
Mustafa,
So now I get the Saracens out of there. And I keep the Fusiliers in the buildings, right?
Someone need a guardian angel?
Uh-oh.
Did you hear an alarm
My-
go off?
Yeah, my Lynx has just got shot down. I
Yes,
don't
they
know
got
what
shot
they were
down by
doing.
AA. There's
He
units
has
coming
like
towards you, so you might want to get ready. Back up here to recon helicopter.
I want... Oops. Get out of there, recon helicopter.
So you can see it's shaking and taking damage. There's an HP bar that's like one blue dot.
Okay. So I should put some tanks up there, shouldn't I?
If possible, call some tanks in there.
I'm gonna throw
My pleasure.
up there.
Watch out for the Conkers. Once you get enough experience, you'll learn all the unit names by heart, but stuff like Conkers is anti-tank missiles, and they will probably blow you up. So you don't want to drive your
Okay.
tanks into the open, you want to put them in tree line. So since the recon helicopter is dead, you're going to have to call in another one, but since I have some points to spare, I'll call in one.
It's not dead.
Well, I still need one anyways. You can see how we're
Okay.
losing vision based on how far we are. Also, your helicopter, well, that's flying. You can change its altitude to protect it from fire by hitting Z, and it'll just drop to the ground, and then you won't be able to see anything, but it won't blow up. You can also land it to refuel it. But it won't run out of fuel for just sitting there, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna put it... I'm gonna go scout the forest and see if I can send any troops in there.
You want to send... Most helicopters can
I
see
wanna
the forest without issue, so that's fine.
Okay.
But you want to send infantry inside to clear it. That infantry are best at clearing forest because tanks get shot at close range when they're in the forest because they can't line up shots.
Did I
To
send
avoid
in... Oh,
send
never
the
mind. I'm gonna send
Falcons in there.
Fusiliers.
Actually, Falcons are really good against infantry and forest.
Falcons, what are those?
Your AA that shoots bullets.
Oh, okay, yeah. Falcon.
So I'm going to move some light riflemen in jeeps to here.
Okay.
So you can see how there's a building right there, right? I'm going to stock them in there. They're going to fire missiles at these guys over here. And that's how we're going to push them back a tad. So you can see how they're just garrisoning and looking at us funny.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
Also, you
They're
do
just
have
kinda
spare
being
Saracen
defensive.
right here. If you
Do you
want to
think
just
they're
drop them.
close enough at your beacon to,
You don't want to push into that attack. It's pretty dangerous to just walk
No,
in
but
there.
what if I bomb them?
With what? With a mortar? You can try using the mortar on them. Don't push the
No, I
tank all the
meant
way in.
with an aircraft.
You can try bombing with an aircraft, but it might get shot down by the AA. For example, your
I'm gonna
tank is
try.
getting shot at. Your Mark 10 is probably going to get blown up. It's taking damage.
I told my Mark 10 to turn right. Turn right, Mark 10. There you go.
It's now revealing its side armor, which is weaker, and it just got blown to bits.
Oh, it just got blown up. So,
Who do you
that was
want
bad. Okay.
Yes, I would not have driven the tank on the roads. I would have put it behind the Marines through the forest to stockade.
Okay.
If you can see the enemy units, they can likely see you back. Missile defense for
Okay.
air or ground? So you can see how I know that the tanks can shoot me there. So I'm going to drive the Humvees as close as possible and then bail the infantry out before they get shot.
Why?
So they don't die.
Can't they get killed by the
Speed up, driver.
tanks?
We're in a hurry.
Not that they can't see them. Infantry are really small.
Oh, okay.
So the Humvees are targets.
The
They're gonna
Humvees
die.
are getting blown up.
They're not. They don't have guns on them.
But you don't care if the Humvees get blown up.
Not particularly.
Okay.
You can also click on units and turn off their weapons manually so that they don't shoot and waste their rockets if they're panicking and you want them to.
Okay.
Ready to go.
So you can see how the infantry are freaking out. There's like an exclamation mark. That means they're panicked, which means they're really inaccurate. So that's why I've turned off their
Okay.
rockets. They don't just start firing and wasting ammo and letting them know that we should bomb them, or they should bomb us.
Okay. Oh, right. I wanted to bomb them.
Air.
So how do I tell my air guy to bomb them?
You click on your air unit, you can hit, I don't know what the fire position thing is, but click mouse over fire pause and press that button and then just click a location if you want to bomb it. If it's an air-to-air thing, don't waste it because it will probably get shot down by A, but if it's like a bomber, just hit the fire position and mark a spot to bomb it or target a unit. Usually you should target a spot because then that means it won't just screw around and wait if it loses its target.
One you don't see.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to bomb them with a cluster bomb.
Go for it.
Yeah, it works. I think it worked.
So you bombed
Did
them,
my
but your
unit
aircraft
die?
is now on repairs. You can see how it's like yellow on the bottom left.
Yeah.
If it's
Well,
heavily damaged,
not
it'll take
bad.
forever to repair.
No, it's repairing pretty fast.
So you can see aircraft
But I
are coming in
killed
to
them.
attack us on the far left. So I'm saying
Yeah, I
it's
saw that.
anti-aircraft
Taking an attack run.
jet.
Yeah, my Falcon's shooting at him. I'm gonna tell
So
my
we
Falcon
basically
to go
took
up the
out
mountain,
all three of those planes using AA that we had.
which is good.
Yep.
Oh wait, no, Saracen, stay there. So how do I tell my Fusiliers to get back in the Saracen?
You just right-click them on that vehicle, and they should get in.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah,
there's certain
okay.
aircraft that can shoot down radar AA, so your Falcons aren't effective because they don't have radar. Your Ray Pearsons, they use radar. They will get automatically shot if you don't disable the radar on the aircraft or on the vehicle. So that's a micromanaging
Okay.
thing at a later point. You don't have to worry about that as much. Just be aware if you get one shot, that's what's causing it.
Alright, so I'm sending infantry into that forest in front of Delta. The one near the hill. And then I can tell them to shoot the helicopter, right?
Avoid sending them against helicopters. Also, your supply... Oh, that's not yours.
Now it's yours. Hey, my plane is fixed. Good.
David versus
You
Goliath.
can see how the helicopter's attacking us now.
Where do you need us, sir?
Yeah.
If you move your Falcon in range, you can take them out. Otherwise, move your infantry and hide.
Okay. Can I just keep cluster bombing them as much as I want?
If they don't shoot down, yeah, you can.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh crap, my aim. Them aimbots.
Waiting for your orders, sir.
Where's my helicopter? Oh, my gazelle got killed.
Starting to get dangerous here. Inside my house. Haben Sie was für mich?
Oh, so my poor guys in the forest are all panicked.
Ready to go.
Okay, now it's getting old.
Yay, that worked.
The captain and his crew welcome you aboard.
Now they're going through the ammo. You can see how there's a gray icon by my light rifleman over here?
That's the little
That means they're running out of ammo. The missile type, which is pretty much important for anti-tank units.
Okay.
So basically I'm going to resupply them, but right now it doesn't look good on the right coast.
Where do you need us, sir? The captain and his crew welcome you aboard. The captain and welcome you aboard.
So does the enemy hold Echo right now? I don't see any units in there.
We can't see in there, but probably.
Okay, so I should send
Ready to go.
a recon over there.
Possibly.
Where
I
do
send
you
a
need us,
recon
sir?
over there. See what happens. I have a lot of money. Is that good or bad?
You should start spending as you need.
Ready to go.
Probably some tanks along
just-
the right. Bring units in if you can. That's basically what it comes down
Yeah.
to.
Going to put
It's just all the AI. They're fighting out with each other. Also prioritize expensive units over cheap ones and stuff.
Ready to go.
okay. So I have a bunch of units collecting in the forest to attack them.
I think he was moving his vehicle because of big
Is that a
attack.
good
It should be
idea?
fine.
To attack Lima.
If you want to with helicopters or like vehicles along the left, sure.
Or can I
Be
cut
very
off that-
careful because I can't see in there. You might want to unload the recons. I think I lost my recon helicopter already.
Oh, yeah, where did the recon go?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I guess I lost my recon too.
They're likely focused down by enemy aircraft, so don't make a big issue about it.
Need more recons.
So they're attacking here. You can see a big push, so get ready for a fight.
I'm just gonna cluster them.
Please do.
Okay, cluster bombing.
see right here? There's a scout vehicle attacking your infantry, and you're losing people. You're also running out of gas with your Saracens.
Oh. Oops.
Anything in the air? We'll call it out.
Oh my god, the A facing down the recon unit.
I just have one poor SAS unit left, and he's just poor guy.
Where do you need us, sir?
Okay.
I'm making an attack run. Flight zone incoming. The sky is ours.
Oh my god, they just eat up missiles. Can't see anything in here, but I don't really mind.
Eine Taxitour.
So are we winning or losing?
We are winning
No.
by 400 points. Probably not going to win the match. Probably going to be a tie game unless we break out by at least, like, I think another 300 points.
Okay.
So you can see how the helicopter's attacking us. Oh my god, right?
Yeah. I send in
Flight
anti-air.
back.
I send in
Where do you need us, sir?
Falcon thing or something. I forget
Yes,
what it's called.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Where do you need us,
Let's
sir?
call up. Oh no, I'm gonna take a tornado out of 3.
The sky is ours.
Where did those helicopters go?
I shot them.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, these Aegis are really accurate. They're just sniping those infantry. It's 2100.
We're on the move.
Get some
Look how
more
fast they
infantry.
go. They're like jet tanks. Oh wow, they're like sniper tanks.
There's a jet coming in.
Oh, they're taking damage.
Stand up, fight, sir. Or number one. Nazis are guzzlers. Party angel.
Possibly easy to kill. I don't mind the push. I can take them. No issues. I'm heavy carry at the moment. Bye, bombs.
The captain and his crew welcome you aboard. That's ready.
Turning my cart.
Whoa. Which is good because it was like empty.
These AGS are really good.
Let's sound the charge. Troopers.
He just sniped the AT infantry.
The captain and his crew welcome you aboard.
Now they're
Captain
jet
and crew
spamming.
welcome you aboard.
Uh-oh.
You
Aw,
got something for me?
my jet got killed.
Sky is ours.
So we just won.
We
Barely.
just won?
Yeah.
How? I didn't even notice.
Is it a point
Heavy
system or
carry.
did you go for total destruction?
We played for 4,000 point destruction. So you can see the scores here, right? You can see how
I did pretty terrible.
So basically, your goal is just to minimize the difference between kills and losses. So you just want them to be
Okay.
as close as possible. You don't want to waste units. So you didn't do horrible compared to, say, Computer 1 or Computer 2. You only lost about 100 point difference. Computer 1 lost like 400. No, 300.
Yeah,
200. A
300.
lot. And then Computer 2 was like 300 as well.
Yeah. Computer 4
You
did
don't
good,
win based on territory. You win based on how much you kill. So we can lose all the territory in the world as long as we're kicking their butts. So if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the kills list of all your units.
Yeah.
So basically, you want to use more of the units that kill more and focus on the units you lost and how they died. If things
Okay.
died because of airplanes, for example, you need more AA. If they died because of like